Just a quick thought before we get started.
No thoughts, please.
I
Just
don't
vibes
understand
on
how
this.
we don't praise enough
Allah.
First of all, salam alaikum to everybody. But the person who is responsible for inventing the toilet seat that goes down gently. So you're no longer slamming it.
I've told you this.
What?
I'm not entirely clear if it's an invention or if just some toilets are too tight and go down slowly.
No, it's absolutely an invention. It's got to be. That's
Doesn't
not an
have
accident.
to be. Why?
That's too, I don't know.
It just seems like
too tight.
It just seems like some toilets do it and some don't.
Let us know in the comments if you think that it's an invention or if
Well,
it's
be clear about what the
incidental.
invention is.
the toilet seat that goes
Some
down
toilets,
slowly.
when you let go, they just slam.
Yeah. And if
Are
you're
you
like,
referring to the fact that mine will go down slowly?
yeah, slowly.
And
Try to figure out where he lives from that.
It's actually not mine. Well, when I say mine, I mean that our set.
Yeah, the set.
And when I say that, it's because I was in charge of. I'm the taskmaster. You know, I was calling up the set man and set designer, and I said, make sure you tighten it. Make sure you tighten the toilet.
Yeah.
Because Ben likes a nice slow.
I like a nice slow decline.
Yeah. Because it's not my toilet.
No,
I
it's the set's.
wouldn't live in a dump like this.
Anyway, we have some important news to address for everybody out there. Okay. So
Look, we know everyone's very hungry for tea and all of that, but we're not.
you're not hungry for tea. You're thirsty for tea.
That's actually a great call, Ben, and that's why we're partners.
Yeah. Is this a hand thing?
But we're not going to be doing any of that. We
We want to move on.
want to move on.
They want to move on.
Honestly, it sounds like a large part of our audience would like to move on as
Yeah.
well. And
Most importantly, we are under a confidentiality agreement.
that's most
and
importantly.
we can't divulge details that many of you would like to know. And I know how that feels.
Not me.
My wife doesn't tell me shit.
So all of that is to say, yeah, we would like to move on. There's not anything we can do on this front anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also going to start, we'd like to, ask everyone who is very thirsty for this information and everything
To drink some water.
to drink some water, because it's, if you're a fan of this show, if you're a fan of, Ben and mine, it's going to start becoming detrimental to our show. And, at this point, we'd just like to move forward. We were, we've said it before, we were sad to be leaving TMG, but we are now excited about this new project we're building. And I don't know. The goal is to grow our audience. And if
We want you guys 7 feet tall. We want everybody to be as huge as possible.
But if, for example, if new people start coming in and they're like, wow, I like these guys, let me see what's going on Reddit. And they go to our Reddit and they go, wow, what is this mess of conspiracy theories and all of that? And that goes along with, we do not want we don't want or need people lighting up comments of our show or other
Right.
shows.
I think what's fair to say is that we couldn't come to an agreement, and that's it.
We couldn't come to an agreement about how to move Trillionaire
There was
Mindset
no meeting
forward,
of the minds, and ergo,
here we are.
here we are in this beautiful multi-million-dollar set and production that we look forward to continuing to make and giving for y'all people.
Right.
So that's it.
And we really just want to get back to doing our thing.
Yeah, kissing and hugging and
Kissing, hugging.
all that stuff. So all that's to say, pardon me, we're still, by the way, we're still recording on a potato.
Oh, don't
Sorry.
bring up the potato
we got
right
the potato,
now.
and you know whose fault that is?
Amazon.com.
Amazon.com. They're delivery people who I give a solid pay pigs salute to. Or should it be like this?
No.
They sent an adapter to the wrong address, and we're still on the potato. So Still working on that. We are still working out the logistics for the main show that will be happening shortly. But until then, we're just gonna party and we got a lot of topics today. We got. If you're done,
Excuse me,
are you
there's-
ready? Are you done?
Something's stuck in my throat.
You were crying about having what do you have? Those things on your feet, corns.
No, longtime listeners of the show know I don't cry. But so did we say it all? Did we satisfy?
I think we satisfied
Okay, good.
everything, yeah, so.
Yeah, and
And also, I gotta throw. We totally forgot to throw in there. Thank you to everybody for your support in all of this. It's been really
also just to be
great. So thanks.
this is probably a good time to say too, if you're watching this, I think at this point all the Discord is open. We'll probably have posted it on our socials, so you probably have already found out. But if not, you can jump in there. And that's the thing. And big shout out to Brian for helping get all that stuff set up. It's super great. And so there are a few places that are little fan created communities that we'd like to get back to. Just, I like it when you guys do cute memes about us and no more
All right.
conspiracies.
Yeah. So we're up and running. You know where to find us. You've got the YouTube channel here. We love reading your comments.
Oh, and if you're a Patreon member, you get special access to.
Yeah, we're putting together the tiers, and it should be.
But you get special access in the Discord.
Yeah, to a special room where we're probably gonna do, I don't know, maybe like a monthly fucking movie night or something.
Ben went in there this morning and said crazy shit, and then I went in and I said, Ben, what the fuck?
Yeah, I said some crazy stuff. I was talking about vaccines.
No, you weren't.
No, I wasn't. I'm just teasing for what we're gonna be talking about. So that's it.
We're gonna be talking about vaccines.
Well, we're
I don't
going to be
wanna
talking about RFK, and we're going to be talking about Putin in the Titanic submarine. So let's dive right in, shall we? Cue the music.
dive right into test episode 2.
You know, I couldn't dive when I was I joined the swim team in 9th grade, and I couldn't dive, even though I grew up with a pool. Yeah, upper middle class. Sue me.
That is pretty
actually
sick.
Now it would be considered middle or lower middle.
To have a pool.
Well, like just how I grew up. My dad clipped coupons all the time and was working overtime constantly to afford us.
No,
a
I
humble
think things
pool.
have gotten so bad that it would now be considered.
I think also my dad was born in 1948, and when he bought our house, it was nothing. It was cheap. But
Yeah.
anyway, I didn't learn how to dive, so I had to quit I lied and told the swim coach that my testicles hurt from a procedure that I had gotten done. Okay, which was true. I did have a procedure when I was in like 7th grade.
I've been having trouble swan diving. I think I'm getting scared now. When I was a kid, it was like, you know how to swan dive, right?
Yeah, totally. Yeah,
Okay.
it's when you just go Jesus style and then put your hands together. Right?
Well, it's just it's the arc. It's like you go up and
yes.
then down.
Yeah.
It's like every time now I'm like, just do it, jump up, and then I can't do it anymore.
Well, you can't put your legs up?
I just don't. I can dive. Like I dove off a high dive. Ugh, this is so boring. Who cares?
Yeah, who cares? All right.
But speaking of, can I tell them the most devastating news?
What's the most devastating news?
This is
Those submarine guys died?
no, that was good news.
There was a kid on that thing, man. He was 19.
Look,
People die all
We'll
the time.
get into it.
Okay, yeah, we'll get into it.
I can't play tennis for 2 months. I tore my meniscus playing tennis.
My meniscus.
Yeah, it sucks. It was actually a good thing.
Well, at least you got 2 of them.
Yeah, it's not like I thought it was like a kidney situation, but the doctor said it's not. It's actually not
No.
like that.
Yeah.
You need both.
I'm sorry, man.
But no, it's good. I thought it was something way worse. I thought I was gonna have to get surgery, but
Did you hear the news about the Saudis?
trying to buy the ATP. Yeah.
Yeah, from Andrea Gadenzi, the chair of the Association of Tennis Professionals.
I kind of
In your dreams, right?
I feel like it could happen.
You getting to the Association of Tennis Professionals?
Oh no, the Saudis buying.
Do you think that would be good or bad for the sport?
I don't care. Isn't every sport corrupt? Like every year, everyone's like, you need to read up on what FIFA's doing. It's like I actually don't.
Yeah, every World Cup, I'm like, okay, so the referees are corrupt or something.
Also,
the ball is weird.
It's hard for me to care when my position is usually just like abolish pro sports anyway. I don't really give a shit.
My position was usually fullback. Thanks very much.
But anyway,
the other.
So yeah, I have to stay off my knee for 2 months. If you guys have any recommendations on how to pass the time,
you've got so many books here. You'll be fine. I mean, on the set.
The set designer did put a lot of books on.
I regrettably have something bothering my eyes, so if you see me doing this,
yeah, you know what my problem is though?
What's your problem? Just one?
Well, one of them. I sometimes feel like you know how like some breeds of dogs, like a border collie, for example. If it doesn't get enough exercise, it'll go nuts and it'll start chewing up all your crown molding and stuff.
Yeah, is that you right now?
I think that's just me in general.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm just worried about not being able to get the zoomies out.
Just drive, man. Drive real fast.
Go for long drives.
Yeah, go for long, fast drives.
Man, I wish I was playing tennis.
Just putting on a track of tennis sounds. Thwack.
I had to
thwomp. Learn how to juggle.
I could learn how to juggle. I had to text my tennis coach and tell him we have to take some time off.
Oh man, I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Well, man, I don't know about you, but I've been following very little this Putin and Prigozhin news.
No, man.
The Wagner Group?
Yeah, I've been taking care of tasks, man. Okay. That's my whole shit.
Okay, so
we've been
on Friday. It was one of those things where it was like, okay, is this AI or is this really happening?
Right.
There is a group of mercenaries. Is there a fucking bump on my eye? Can you see anything? Like here, down here?
Yeah, it's not good.
Fuck. I knew I shouldn't have kissed that dog.
Did you kiss a dog?
No, I didn't kiss a dog. But I don't know. I hope it's not like pink eye.
You ever see people who really let dogs lick their face?
Yes.
I really don't like that.
I live in Los Angeles. Of course I see it. But
there are a lot of things dog people do.
Like?
Well, no, it's just people have been. I love dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get it twisted. But people have gotten nuts with the dogs.
Yeah, they're taking them to many places.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now people are going, oh, I didn't know you don't like dogs. It's like, I like them.
I just don't want one near me when I'm eating at a restaurant.
Right. They don't need to be at Cafe Gratitude. I'm trying to order an I Am Beautiful.
Jesus Christ. For those of you who don't know, Cafe Gratitude is a chain of for
high-end vegan food.
Yeah, and all their meals are titled things like,
you have to say, like, when you order, instead of saying, can I have the chicken sandwich?
It's like can I have the I love my mom?
No, you just say I am inspired.
Jesus Christ. We should.
I've never done it. I always.
We should start one called Cafe Attitude,
Ooh,
and you walk
like
up
that.
and you say,
well, I think they
"Fuck you, bitch," and it's like a great salad or something.
I think they have that already.
I feel like a dipshit.
Yeah. Well, they have the restaurant where they treat you mean.
Yeah, Ed DeBevick's, and now there's a different one. Anyway, you know who was treated mean is fucking this guy
Wagner.
Prigozhin.
Yeah.
He threatened. He was pissed off at Putin for the fucking war because he's leading a group of mercenaries.
Hey, get in line, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, truly. And he put out this audio statement on Friday, and it was believed that he was staging a coup and going and marching on Moscow with a bunch of his mercenary troops. And then at the last minute,
they came to an agreement.
They came to an agreement, but then he disappeared for like 36 hours. And nearby Belarus, offered him like safe sanctuary or whatever,
sure.
Political asylum.
Sure.
And Putin said that he promised him, like, hey, yeah, you'll be okay if you go to Belarus. It's fine. Because the Belarusian president is a friend of Putin's, and they've come to this agreement. And Putin, just before we recorded this, put out some statements, officially pre-recorded statements on Russian state media saying that calling those guys, sons of Russia, and he promises them that they'll be safe if they go to Belarus, and they're fine to defect there if need be, and all this shit. So it's unfolding as we probably by the time this goes out, we'll all be dead. Maybe
This will probably be old news.
yeah. Oh, everything's old news, like the submarine.
You really want to talk about the submarine?
I want to talk about the submarine a
Why?
little bit because the more I think about it, the more it fucks with my head, and it kind of relates to another thing that just happened where a guy got sucked into an airplane engine. Did you hear about that?
No.
Dylan, did you hear about that?
No.
Fuck.
I have to say that it was one of the most fun. We haven't had a period like that on Twitter in a while.
Yeah.
It was really nice. Just me and all my buds just kind of waiting for five guys to die, joking about it.
Jeez, man. See,
Why?
I was more on the I was more on the side of I started thinking about it in terms of this is such
What was that?
That's my
Cool.
mouth
That
going
was
pop.
sick.
That's the sound that it made on the radar.
Yeah. Oh, I think it was probably louder.
It was a lot louder. It was like a pop and then this loud clang, and then it echoed, and you could hear it clanging again, just
Yeah.
over and over. But
And you could hear their bones.
no, so that's the thing that kind of. So first of all, I think that it was such a scary scenario for all of us to really imagine that we kind of collectively leaned on humor to.
See, that's the thing. Sometimes those things freak me out
Yeah.
because, like for example, do you remember the kid who jumped off the booze cruise
Yes,
and disappeared?
Yeah.
And everyone was like, "Oh my god, can you what an idiot!" Blah blah.
he
blah.
probably got attacked by sharks.
But in my mind, I was like, that freaked me out because
That's something you would do.
every time I've been on a booze cruise boat, I've jumped off.
Are you serious?
Yeah, everyone does.
Okay, folks, don't ever do that. If you're on a booze cruise, stay on the boat.
It's like
Y-
yeah, I don't know.
You could get sucked into the propellers. Any number of things could happen to you.
Maybe I have a misunderstanding of what he was on,
He was on a big,
like a catamaran.
yeah, but it was nighttime in like the Bahamas.
I've never done it at night, but
Okay.
I've gone on catamarans and jumped off.
Okay.
So that freaks me out. Where I'm like, I would totally be in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
I would drink and I would jump off.
The
This,
submarine.
I'm like, it doesn't freak. This is like a nightmare of their own making. Why? Like all of them. What are you
I
doing?
think that it's they entrusted this CEO, and it is for me. It's the hubris and the irony is just. It's a lot to kind of.
Oh,
take
I mean,
in.
all his quotes of like, they don't remember you for the things you did the right way.
And he's acting like
they
he was.
remember you for the rules you break.
Yeah.
It's like,
Buddy, you don't
No.
break.
We
You know-
remember the-
You know what rules you don't break? Those of physics. You don't break physics rules.
I remember you for the sounds of your bones breaking when the pressure starts crushing them like like toothpicks.
That's the other thing is, did you know that it heated up to like the hotter than the surface of the sun? So not only were they instantly crushed, they were also instantly
Burned,
vaporized. It just
Well, at least
nothing.
they didn't suffer.
Truly, they did not suffer. So
I'm claustrophobic too, so that was the only thing where every time I saw a picture of them in the thing,
The
I'm
tube.
like,
yeah.
I would be like, no, I'm good.
Yeah, it's something where thank God I'm not high, or yeah, I would trip out on that.
Did you see Mr. Beast be like,
What did Mr. Beast?
he's
have to say?
doing a video apparently where he's gonna put 5 people in the thing, and no, I'm joking. He said he said that he was invited to go on, and he was like, kind of crazy to think that I could have been on there.
He was gonna be on that exact.
I think he declined, but he was invited to
Can
go.
you imagine?
If Mr. Beast exploded,
No, imploded.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the other thing is it's an explosion, but gone the other way
Right.
into like an infinitesimally small, just whoop.
Kind of cool.
Yeah, it is kind of cool. They became physics. There was one guy who put it a really interesting way. He said, and this was presuming that they were still alive. He said, at the bottom of the ocean, there's a billionaire who would give every last dollar to trade places with you. And I'm like, damn. So he really wants. He wishes he was taking a shit right now, huh? Fuck.
It's okay.
Yeah.
You want to take it again?
I don't know. It's just toilet humor. It's just It's just that. Anyway, there was also there was a guy who got sucked into a jet engine of a Delta flight, and he died. And
He didn't make it.
no, he
I
did
think I
not.
would have survived the submarine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
How?
I don't know. I'm just like a,
What are you, a 16-year-old
no, I don't know.
thinking that you could survive? No, I think I could have handled that. It's like me when I was 13 watching gymnasts doing the Olympics, the parallel bars. I'm like, I bet I could do that.
I just know that I have more, I don't know. I'm just built different than a billionaire.
Right. Yeah, for sure. Speaking of jet engines,
I would have brought one of those, those little tools they make for when you're when you drive off a bridge and
you're stuck.
I would have brought one of those things to break open the window.
Yeah. Oh, that for sure would have worked and would not have triggered the implosion at all. That would have, yeah.
I think some of them might have been harmed, but I would have got out.
Yeah, you'd hit it, move out of the way, and blast the billionaire in the face.
Holy shit!
So I went to a Dodger game on Friday, and I had a moment that you would be very, I don't know if proud of me is the right word.
Me personally?
Yeah, or
Oh.
just kind of that's about you. So
Probably the latter.
yeah, probably the latter. Yeah, I took an edible because I thought that it would be fun and entertaining, and it was. And I don't remember how the conversation got onto this topic. Probably it was probably me bringing it up, but I was with Jessica. You know, Jessica.
I got
In
it.
air quotes, yeah. Thanks. Goo. And we're walking up Stadium Way.
Did you have the conversation?
Yeah.
Did mine help?
No. But we had the conversation at the game. It was very simple
At
and
the
very nice.
game?
Yeah.
We did not practice that. That's
It was fun.
what was the outcome?
good.
You have a girlfriend now?
Yeah, dude. Can you relax? I'm trying to tell a story.
That's going to be the biggest for
Oh
me.
yeah. Some people didn't know what this is. That is the
That's when you're wearing glasses and you have those sunglasses things on that you can flip
yeah,
up.
the garage opener, the barn door.
And so if Ben tells me something crazy, I'm saying, hold on, I didn't quite hear you.
So we're walking up, and this is how I know that
You're walking up as not girlfriend and boyfriend.
Right, totally.
Crazy.
Yeah, totally,
Sorry.
totally, technically, legally single.
I'm just trying to put the audience, I'm just trying to paint the picture for the audience.
And I don't know how the conversation got to this point, but I said, I actually know a lot about plane crashes. Would you like to hear some of my favorites? And she said, sure. I just proceeded to tell her about 5 of my favorite plane crashes.
You were like, okay, I'll just hit you with top 5.
Well, yeah, I had the Aloha.
Well, I don't know how long the game's going to go, so I guess I'll just do top 5.
Well, I was telling her why they were interesting to me and how they are plane crashes. You know, you learn something. The government bodies learn something from each one, which then makes air travel more safe after.
So we want more crashes.
No.
Okay.
No, we don't. We've reached a point where it feels like everybody's now going, okay, now it's really safe. Now we've known from now. Okay, basically every crash makes everybody go, oh, that can happen. Oh, dang. Well, now we got to make a new rule so
Right.
that doesn't happen again.
This guy got his butt sucked into the plane.
What, the toilet or the engine?
I don't know. It hasn't happened yet.
I mean, technically, the guy who got sucked in, it included his ass. But it's funny, actually, speaking of the toilet, the Airbus A380, when it first rolled out, they made the cabin too silent. It was too quiet so that you could hear like everything in the bathroom.
Oh,
So they had to like make it noisier so that people had more privacy.
interesting.
But anyway, so we're talking about that, and I'm just rattling off. Well, so here's why it's interesting. There was. Do you know what a jack screw is? The jack screw on the tail stabilizer was stripped, and And I noticed that there's a guy who's outpacing us, catching up with us, and he's kind of stuck behind us and has been listening for the last like 90 seconds. I can only imagine what he was thinking. So I'm high and I have to acknowledge it. So I turned around and I went, pretty great conversation, huh? That we're having on the way to a baseball game. And he goes, hey, man, hey, he just said something like, you got to talk about whatever. And then he passed us. And I was trying to make fun of myself. And I just said, yeah, I've got a very special brain. And he just turned around and said, we all do, man.
And then you turned to Jessica and said, anyway, you want to be my girlfriend?
Fuck me.
Wait, you were high too when you did it?
I mean, like, not really. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it was like the 7th inning or something.
We didn't plan for that.
No, but it was nice. A lot of laughs. And I even asked her at one point, I was like, do you want me to stop talking about these plane crashes? And she said, no, keep going. So I just kept giving her.
Wait, you know
More
what
my-
would have been cool? Because it was a baseball game?
What?
You could have asked her to be your girlfriend on the big screen.
Oh, yeah. How would that have worked?
People do it all the time
Oh,
with
yeah,
engagements.
you ask the...
No. You just call up.
Oh, yeah. Huh. That would have been funny. I should do that next time and just like do a fake engagement just to, or like make something up. Happy birthday. It's not really my birthday or hers. Going to a restaurant. Why the fuck don't I do that more often? Go to a sporting event and let them know in
I don't know,
advance
you
that
could just-
I'm going to propose to my Jessica. Okay, what?
Wait, did I talk about this at the? I can't remember at the bachelor party. What happened with the newspaper ad?
Yes, but
Oh.
you told me privately. You didn't tell the people. It's a long.
It's not that long.
Yeah, just tell them what happened.
Yeah, I'll just give the quick version. Basically, we went to. God damn it! Just let me. Yeah, I got a special brain too.
Yeah. No, we both have special
and it's
brains.
easier to see.
Uh-huh.
We were in West Texas for a bachelor party, and there was a. We were in Marfa for a bit of it, and there's a newspaper called the Marfa Sentinel, and so before.
You want me to tell it?
No. Because it's funnier if you have the detail that when we stopped in Marfa before going to Big Bend National Park, someone grabbed a copy of the Marfa Sentinel to read. It was a very long car ride. And so the person read it front to back. We were joking about all the stories in it. And then we completely forgot about it. And then one of the nights we took mushrooms.
Mm-hmm.
And then when everyone was very giggly and very high, the groom grabbed me and he said, Emil, can you take a look at what's in this newspaper? It's crazy. And it was a half-page ad and it said wanted for it's not even for stealing hearts and ripping farts. And then it had every person who was on the bachelor party's full legal name.
There goes the potato. Continue.
Full legal name with like a cowboy name. So I was Emil the Squeaky Wheel DeRosa.
Mm.
We had Messy Jesse.
And it tripped you guys all out because you were on mushrooms.
Well, yeah. So I looked at. I could not stop. I think he wanted me to read out loud, but I couldn't stop laughing. It was the funniest thing I'd ever seen. Those are fun little goofs and gags you can do for.
It's like when I bought the billboard on Hollywood
Exactly.
Boulevard. That was a fun goof.
I wish I would never think to. Apparently, it was kind of an expensive ad. You took out a half page ad in the.
I bet it was
newspaper.
like $500.
Yeah. But if it
Good
hit,
use of money.
but the best thing is, the person reading it in the car went through the whole thing, did not notice that his full name was in the ad, and then we went back to Marfa, and every time we were in like a coffee shop or something, I would see copies of the Marfa Sentinel, and I just had to check. I'd be like,
There we are.
"There's
it was real.
Emil the Squeaky Wheel DeRosa."
Yeah.
Fun.
Is that your real nickname to them? The Squeaky Wheel?
No, they were all like cowboy related.
Got it.
Like Xander the Philanderer, Messy Jesse, Bareback Mac. I can't remember them all.
Bummer.
It's very
What would
fun.
mine be? Who gives a shit? Ben, they'd probably be like some fucking Jew thing because,
What?
back in the Old West, they didn't have them.
Oh, I guess you would be a bit of a novelty in the Old West.
Yeah. Ben the Banker Khan or something.
Oof.
Yeah.
I can't say it.
Jesus Christ. You know who I wanted to talk about is RFK Jr., Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
I know you told me you wanted to talk about him. I didn't know
Yeah.
exactly what.
Well, so there's a couple things because there is something about this man that I'm not sure if we're able to address and talk about.
What?
His voice,
Oh,
because he's got like some kind of throat problem, and I don't know if that's something where it's like you can't. Yeah, he's got some affliction that affects his voice, and it makes him sound like he's scared and about to cry all the time.
okay,
Right?
sure. He does have something going on with his voice.
I mean, can you imagine
no,
if,
no one can say that he doesn't.
if if it was down? I'm just imagining how.
Debates would go.
Yeah,
Sure.
between him and Donald Trump. Because Donald Trump would absolutely call it out and
It is
say, it
crazy.
sounds like you're about to cry.
Donald Trump hasn't said anything about him yet.
Because they're not. I think that. I guess I wanted your take on.
RFK Jr.
Yeah, because it feels like there is a groundswell behind him, underneath him, whatever. And he's on a similar kind of Trump-ish trajectory where he's a long shot, but then becomes more and more serious.
Okay, my take on him.
Yeah. Because we talked about him before and just kind of knowing nothing about him.
Right.
We're like, he's got kind of, he seems like
Well, that was very early, and I didn't know anything about it. I heard whispers that he had like a weird. I had no idea about him. I assumed he was like every other Kennedy. And then I don't know. I heard him talking about being anti-war, anti-empire, and I was like,
great stuff.
cool. And that was kind of when we talked about it. I was like, I really don't, but I was like, I don't know enough about him to be like cool or whatever. And then the more I heard about the vaccine stuff, it was like, oh, this is going to be such a distraction. Like it's now all that's discussed with him.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, I don't know how helpful it is to have a presidential campaign based on that. I also think it kind of, I don't know. People seem to be really, I don't know. There seems to be a large majority or like a large group of people who are still aggrieved about COVID vaccines.
Yes.
He's really tapping into
He's among
that. Also, I just think it sucks that we even, I'm not in any way, and I don't think a lot of like comedy podcasters are equipped to talk about vaccine stuff. I have no idea, and I don't even like. And people are like, "Well, read the." I'm like, "No, I'm not reading
Right.
a scientific study on."
I think so. A couple things. I saw a video of him talking about his actual position on vaccines, and he said, "Can I do his voice? Am I allowed? Can I do it? Am I allowed to? Yeah. Are you?" He basically said, people.
Don't.
Okay. All right. I won't do it. It's a condition called
it's like a rare
thing. I don't know if it's temporary or does it go away?
I don't think that's.
God damn it. Should I just play the clip?
What does he say?
I'll show it. I'll tell you. It's on.
I also
Here we
would
go.
like to say that this is our own, number one, I think it's, so I saw some of the Joe Rogan stuff.
Yeah.
And again, when it's like watching it, I'm like, I have no idea what anyone's talking. Like RFK Jr. saying stuff like leaky brain. And I'm like, I'm not going to, I don't know what that.
Yeah.
And
that's the kind of stuff where I'm like, dude, just shut up. What are you talking about?
So and then I did see, I mean, because it was impossible to avoid. Joe Rogan, there was a virologist or some doctor calling out Joe Rogan for having him on and talking about it. Joe Rogan said, I'll offer you
$100,000
or
$1 million to charity.
And then other people started joining in and being like, I'll up it to $1 million, whatever.
Yeah. To debate
this guy.
Yeah.
Which there was a bit of me that's like, why not? And again, so these guys are like, I'm not even wading into this. And it's like, well, then I don't know. If,
My understanding of it is that they're both, those two sides are talking about different things. One side is saying that vaccines are bad for you, period. And my understanding of what RFK has said in this clip in particular is he says,
wait, play the clip.
oh, yeah,
then.
yeah, okay, here we go. I will play the clip.
And my position is not anti-science. My position is exactly aligned with the National Academy of Science and the Institute of Medicine. People don't know my position because people call me an anti-vaxxer, but I'm not. I'm pro-vaccine. I had all my children vaccinated. I believe the vaccine should be tested, safety tested. People don't know. You cannot sue a company that makes vaccines that injures you. No matter how egregious the injury is, no matter how negligent that company was, no matter how toxic the ingredient. Furthermore, they're completely insulated, so there's no incentive for them to make vaccines safe. Furthermore, they're also exempt. They're the only medicine that's exempt from safety testing. So now, one of the 72 vaccines currently given to our children, mandated, has ever been tested against a placebo.
I don't know if that's true, but I do
but
know.
that's also not what he was saying on, like,
right.
he was talking about how Wi-Fi is giving me a leaky brain. So,
brother, a lot of things are giving us leaky brains.
That's my, like.
Yeah, the only part that I agree with is how it's fucked up that the manufacturers just simply cannot be held accountable. Like Pfizer and Moderna were not able to be held accountable for shit if anything ended up going wrong, which I think though has to do with like, hey, okay, governments of the world, if you're telling us to roll this shit out, we'll do it, but you gotta, like, we're gonna protect ourselves here.
Yeah, my whole thing is just like, if he wants to talk about that kind of stuff, like, fine. There's obviously a world in which you can rein in big pharma and make sure they're not shielded from all liability. But he was not talking about that on that huge, or maybe he was. I didn't watch the whole video. I don't really have an interest. I mean, but my thing is, it seems like his whole campaign is going to be distracted with this stuff, and he's going to be constantly having to talk about that rather than, like, you know, I'd love for him to talk about, he's got kind of a bad take on Medicare for all or any kind of nationalized medicine.
I didn't know that. What's his bad take?
That he supports it, but he knows that it'll never happen. But it's like, well, then what are you talking about? Like, everything you're talking about are things that are long shots.
Yeah.
Ending American empire.
Yeah.
You think that's more realistic than instituting some kind of socialized medicine in America?
Yeah.
Or taking on big pharma? It's like they're one and the same. So I don't. I don't know. He just kind of seems a bit like he's going to be down in the mud with this. Like, he's going to be constantly going, that's not what I said about vaccines. It's like, yeah, but what do you think about, like, the student loan crisis? What do you think about fucking whatever? And he's not even going to be able to get to it. I also, I think all of this debate over it is, it's all part of, I don't know how to explain. Like, we did this to ourselves. Like, we've created so much non-transparency and protecting and supporting big pharma and all these things that it has now, we've gotten to a point that people feel completely isolated and alienated from, like, elite institutions, and that they're, like, being lied to about everything.
Mm-hmm.
And they have been lied to about so many things. So it's like,
yeah, we live inside of a kind of government who cried wolf kind of thing.
And now you just have this whole, I'm sure there are plenty of things that people can bring up and go, like, well, what about this? And it's like, yeah, that's fucking insane.
Just,
I can't explain that.
What breaks my heart is you can have someone who otherwise has really good ideas, but then their entire thing gets killed by a few shitty ones. Where I'm like, okay, but I
also don't even know if he has any good ideas, though, to be honest. Like, I don't,
just using that as an example, if someone came forward and had 99 good ideas, and then the one makes everybody go, no.
But even his one, it's like he's got some pretty wonky ideas on American empire, right?
Have you seen him do a backflip? Check this shit out, man. Watch this.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Have you seen this?
Oh, well, dude. For sure.
Yeah, for the audio listener, it was slow motion and he looked very graceful. He's also jacked to the gills.
But I will say, like,
By the way, I'm not like endorsing RFK Jr. I just think his voice is funny and he's interesting to talk about.
I think even the American Empire thing is kind of bullshit when, like, you know, I don't want to get into this whole thing, but he's got weird views on Israel and you know, so it doesn't really yeah, I don't know.
Well,
one
thing's for sure,
he
could beat Biden in a push-up contest, he said.
He is a little bit jacked.
A little bit? He's a lot bit jacked.
I think he might be doing steroids.
Well, and a lot of like right-wing people are now kind of doing what they do, since everything is all about picking who's on your team. And now he's he's the Democrat that all the people on the right like. And he's they're all talking about, don't you want your president to be able to incline bench 135 pounds?
I think it was like 115, honestly.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I mean, dude, he had like whatever. I'm like, hey, if you're out there benching,
he's got a nice even tan too.
Yeah, that's one way to say it.
He's clearly a Huberman head.
Yeah.
What's that guy's name?
Andrew Huberman.
Andrew Huberman.
Andrew Hubie Halloween.
That guy's got to calm down. There's too much going on. Like I think of that other guy who's in the relentless pursuit of longevity, who proudly announces that he takes 100 pills a day to stay young.
If people are going to come. You know how much people love Andrew Huberman?
No, how much?
Insane amounts.
Yeah. There's an entire subreddit dedicated.
I mean,
to
what does he think about vaccines? He's a fucking doctor.
I have no idea.
That's my thing.
He probably thinks that you need to get sunlight or something before you get your vaccine or do a cold plunge.
Yeah, I don't know how people have become so. I don't know one way or the other. Like both people could be right for all I know. I don't fucking know a goddamn thing about a vaccine.
Well, speaking of vaccines, there was a drug.
And do my own research. Where?
Yeah.
You got a fucking JSTOR account for me? What the fuck? What are we doing?
I don't know.
I got to read scholarly articles
I don't.
on vaccines? Just to what?
I don't know. I got them, and my brain seems to be working fine.
Which one did you get? The one that makes you gay or autistic?
Both. I mean, if you ask the guy walking behind me at Dodger Stadium the other day, he'd probably say the latter, the second one.
Moderna.
Yeah. But
I got, you know me. I got AstraZeneca. I got the Sputnik.
AstraZeneca didn't have one, did they?
Yeah, they did.
Really? Mm-hmm. Interesting.
No, I didn't.
Well, one of the good things that can happen out of the pharmaceutical industry is what happened with this this company called Sarepta. It's fucking bananas. It's such it's a gene therapy that they got approved, like fast track approved by the FDA, but it's so fucked up. It treats
Big Pharma shill.
It's the thing that they're trying to treat is Duchenne's muscular dystrophy, which only affects boys.
This sucks.
And the FDA approved it for boys, only ages
4 boys?
5 ages 5 and 6. And it costs $3.2 million per patient to treat them.
You can't put a price on health. I'm always saying
How
that.
the fuck? But it works.
Small business loan.
Yeah, the SBA. But I've been watching this company for the last decade, and it's like they've had one treatment go all the way and then get knocked down. And the stock went up to like 200 and then knocked down to 20 and then up to fucking 400 and then knocked down. And yeah, they just got approved, but it's I don't know. It's interesting to me that there are companies out there I mean, this isn't their entire thing. They also work on other stuff, but they can be working on single treatments just for one disease that afflicts a very, 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 very small part of the population. And then that's how you get it costing $3.2 million. Who the fuck is going to be able to pay that? No insurance company is going to cover that.
I know 5 at the bottom of the ocean right now who would have been able to pay for it. And you guys are laughing. Think about all the gene therapy they would have been able to pay for.
My gene therapy consists of never taking the fucking things off, you know?
Wait, what?
My pants, my jeans.
Oh.
You fucking, god damn it, man. Did you get it?
Yeah, I understood.
Oh, man. This is why we're making the big bucks.
This is why we're making the big bucks, baby. Man, I didn't know you were going to want to talk about RFK so much. Now I can't stop thinking
I
about
didn't
him.
want to talk about him so much. I wanted to do an impression of him, but
now I
now
can't
that I
stop
know
thinking
I
about
can't
him.
do that because that's not safe.
Just say that it's mean and then do it.
It's really mean to
Say
do
you're
it.
sorry.
It's really mean, but he did a backflip in that video, and he said, "Hey, you guys want to see me do a backflip?" Then he did a backflip. Please don't crucify me for that. I mean, what do you want? Do you want to like the guy? Because I can either make fun of him or you vote for.
No, but
or,
you know what's-
or you vote for him.
You know what's pissing me off, though?
What?
It's just...
How is it? Oh, okay. I thought that we were doing this every day because I was about to say, why is there a leaf blower every time we record? And I'm going, oh, because it's once a week.
No, but
and
it's
we happen
not.
to do it.
It happened on a different day.
Fucking-
I'm surprised there's leaf blowers, too. I got to talk to the set guy. But...
What?
he could accomplish all these things in such a different way, right?
Yeah, unless
Like,
his head falls off. Like his uncle.
I don't think he's enough of a threat, honestly. I mean, we'll see. I do have to say, I think he's doing a good job of. For example, Joe Biden is so old and not doing well that he can hardly do mainstream press.
Sure.
He can hardly do an announcement without saying something stupid like "God save the Queen" or any of these things. He is going on tons of shows and doing long. I mean, who knows how Joe Rogan episodes are? I think they last for about 7 hours.
They can. I think he did one that was that long.
No,
I think so. I think the longest wasn't the longest.
no, I
Joe
think maybe you're thinking of Lex Friedman.
Oh yeah, the most boring podcast guy in the world.
But so I think that people, that's how they get their shit now. People like to. But so he's going on all these huge shows and
Doing what Biden's not.
making his case, yeah. And I think because people keep posting stuff that he's like, oh my god, now he's pulling X, Y, and Z, and it's like, yeah, I don't. He's really capturing something there, but
And a lot of people from the right.
but yeah, I don't know. Presumably, he could accomplish some of these things if he had a different, I don't know. It's weird. It's weird for your whole thing to be anti-vaccine when it's like this is clearly a problem.
I don't think his whole thing is anti-vaccine. I think that it's just the way
That's
that,
what everyone's taking issue
yes,
with.
because
So, yeah.
you can have, I don't know, not saying that this is him, but just you can have a dozen good ideas, but then if there's one that you have that's even remotely controversial, that's what everybody grabs and runs with.
Dude, we gotta get the good doctor Cornell West on.
We should get RFK Jr. on here. Try to get him. Just lie and say we're a huge podcast.
I wouldn't want to. 'Cause everyone's gonna want you to talk about the vaccine stuff. I don't know anything about vaccines.
Yeah, me neither.
I'm
Well,
not
we
gonna-
could offer to debate him on it.
How could I debate someone? I don't know.
You just bullshit. Look at Ben Shapiro.
But I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
I have
Well,
no
could
interest
do
in
it.
talking about things I don't. I'm
Plus,
not.
it would be hard to listen to him. It's hard for me to listen to his voice physically. It triggers that caveman thing of like wanting to comfort another crying human, where I'm like, don't cry, RFK. It's okay. He sounds worried and like he's fuck. I can't.
Yeah, just don't do it.
Okay. But that is how he sounds, like objectively.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, you I can tell you really want to keep talking about him, but we have other things to discuss.
No, now I'm just thinking about him. I wasn't thinking about him
You're
that much
just
before.
thinking about RFK Jr. What else do I? Yeah, I have him doing a backflip.
God, you know who I was listening to? I was listening to Gary Gensler this morning talking about,
The SEC chair.
and this is such a small gripe, but I got so pissed because she said, oh, we have
Who's she?
who was interviewing him? Maybe it was someone from the Wall Street Journal.
Okay.
And she said, we have Gary Gensler on. And she said, Gary Gensler, who are you? Like, what are, basically saying, like, introduce yourself. And he said, I'm a father of 3 daughters, and I happen to be the chair of the SEC. And I just wanted to fucking scream.
Why? What's the matter? What?
It's that, like, cutesy shit where,
yeah,
like,
I'm a father first.
Right. Like, I bet if you went to, like, Obama's Twitter profile or someone, it says, like, father.
Mm. Well, when you have kids, you
drove
can...
me nuts. And it's just very much that, I don't know. I know he worked on, like, the Hillary campaign. It's just that whole fucking thing.
So
of,
what you're saying is you don't like his false modesty? Or what you perceive to be false modesty?
Is it false modesty, or is it, like...
That's what I'm getting from you, is that you think it's false modesty. I'm a father first. What would you say? What would you say about yourself?
If I was the chair...
Yeah.
I would say,
no. Well, yeah, okay.
Oh, me? I'm the chair of the SEC. That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
Like, you don't give a shit that I have 3 daughters.
Perhaps that was the question: is who are you? We only know you as the
yeah, but it's
SEC
like, why are you
chair.
talking to the Wall Street Journal? We're not here to talk. Like, and then he proceeded to talk about crypto regulation for.
Did he slam Coinbase?
Yeah, he was talking about it and how they're unregulated securities and blah blah blah. It was
They just gave them a huge pass where they're not allowed. They're gonna basically any customer who was harmed by them is gonna have to go into private arbitration and not.
Right,
Yeah.
but that's the thing where it's like. That's what, I don't know. It's this like fucking liberal thing where it's like,
Fucking liberals.
oh, me? I'm not a regulator. It's like, I'm just a father of 3 daughters. Forget about how I completely fucked up.
How's he fucked up?
You just explained one way.
Oh, that? Yeah, but is that him or is that the judge in the case?
I don't know, Ben. I don't know exactly what
where
you're
does his
referring to.
oversight end and the judge's oversight take over? The whole system is fucked, man. We should do something about it.
Ben just smoked a joint with his 8th grade friends. The whole system is fucked, man. We should do something about it.
I was going to say 8th grade is too young to smoke weed, and then I remembered that I smoked it for the first time in 9th grade. And even then, yeah, it's still way too young. And
I smoked for the first time in 7th grade.
God. You smoked it out of a Coke can in 7th grade?
No, I think I smoked out of a water, like one of those little bubblers.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool, man. Yeah, I don't recommend getting high and going to a baseball game either, especially when you have...
when you have to have a serious conversation.
No. Especially when you have to turn around and then like walk up the steps that are too big to take in one big step, but two, because it's like, okay, do I do 2 steps per stair or 1 big step per stair? And you kind of change it up as you're going. You just feel silly.
Yeah, that's I don't enjoy weed that much because of this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I just get high and then I'm like, am I taking too many steps?
Am I walking up these stairs wrong? There is a secret bathroom in this Dodger Stadium.
Yes, we all know you don't.
I just kept thinking how fun it would be to lie to a child. If I had a kid, I would just be lying to the kid constantly. Especially at a baseball game. I'd just be making shit up.
Like I'm divorcing your mother.
No. There are children of divorce out there. Well, you are one of them, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
no, I would just it's fun to lie to children.
In what sense?
Like Santa, just fantastical things that make them wonder. Is he telling the truth? Is that real?
Yeah, parents do it all the time, I think.
Like I was fucking with Jessica. They said, "Oh, so and so, the Golden Glove winner," and I said, "Oh, do you know how they do the Golden Glove?" And she said, "How?" And I said, "Well, every season they bury a Golden Glove at one of the stadiums
in the outfield,
at one of the stadiums in the Major League, and whoever finds it is the Golden Glove winner." And she didn't believe me, but she was also just like, "Okay, tell me the truth." But a child would believe that. A little boy, perhaps, my son. My future son. And as I was peeing in this secret part of the Dodger Stadium bathroom that nobody knows about because it's like in the back, it's just a whole row of urinals. The bathroom could be full and nobody knows it's back there. And every time I go to a Dodger game, I always get near the same seats. And I go back there and as this time I was
Where
thinking,
do you sit?
First base side on the
Interesting.
field level.
You don't want to go during the day, though.
No, terrible. You get son.
Oh,
But
man, I've made that mistake.
speaking of son, my future son would absolutely believe me if I told him that there was a secret bathroom like on the field that the outfielders use for when they have to like go in the middle of the game. I mean, my
Isn't
dad used
there?
to. No, I mean, there's the bullpen.
Oh yeah, the
back there.
bullpen, the
Yeah.
bullpen.
But
But so there kind of is.
yeah, but there's not a trap door, which is what I would say. I'd say, yeah, there's a trap door that you can't see that the players will walk down into.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That sounds like fun for you and your son.
Well, my future son, he's not alive yet. He's still swimming around in there. Or maybe he hasn't even been
Right, that's what I was-
manufactured yet.
I
I
was
mean, I
gonna
don't
say.
know how often they cycle through
That would be a good thing to know.
to how often your
Mm-hmm.
sperm cycles.
I would say if I could rattle off how often, the day I know how often sperm cycles, then I'd be ready to have RFK on to talk about vaccines. You think he knows?
I don't know the bounds of his intellect, but I truly don't trust any. And I'm sorry for anybody out there, but I don't want any politician over a certain age simply because of their exposure to lead
What if
paint
they're jacked?
and lead and gasoline. I don't care.
He's jacked though.
I don't care.
Also, he was doing push-ups, and again, I don't want to rag on people's form.
He said in his tweets that oh, sorry, can't do it. Don't knock me. I was at the end of my
Oh, okay, I was gonna
at the
say
end of my workout.
It looks like he's pumped out,
Yeah.
and I've been there.
Jesus Christ.
And good for him for being pumped out. Honestly, we respect someone going as hard as they can. You know what I did find funny? I think it might have been in the New York Times. They were talking about, because he's friends with Larry David.
RFK Jr.
Yeah, I'm
Cool.
I'm pretty sure he. You know who he's married to, right?
RFK Jr.
Yeah.
Cheryl Hines.
Yes. I'm pretty.
Wait, what?
Shh.
You've got to be sorry. You've got to be fucking kidding me. Still?
Yeah. Apparently they got something where he was going to put out a press release because I guess she was like, I don't want all this heat from all this shit. And he was like, let's put out a fake release saying we're getting separated because
But they're not.
I guess not.
Did you know this? Did you know that they were? Holy shit.
And so, but, RFK Jr. was saying, well, I'm actually like not that wacky. I have a lot of,
I have a lot of Jewish friends.
no, I have a lot of support. And I think he said something like, or, Larry David says, I have his love and support. And Larry David had a great line of like, love and support,
Oh, there goes the potato.
love and support, but not like support.
Yeah.
Saying, sure, he's a friend and whatever, but I'm not supporting him.
Yeah. Holy fucking God, man.
I mean, Larry David, he's gonna be a ride or die Biden, ride or Biden.
Well, what about what if ride or die comes down to die? And
Biden dies?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Truly, like, if in the next couple of years, what if Joe Biden dies or becomes comatose or gets ice cream poisoning?
Well, in the next few years, I mean, that depends.
What's gonna happen?
Well, are you presupposing that Biden has won the election?
I'm presupposing that it happens before.
Then it wouldn't be in the
The
next
election.
few years.
Well, so next year, if Biden slips on a fucking ice cream cone,
then I imagine they'd
a
replace him.
puddle of
They'd
melted
probably
ice
call
cream.
Governor Newsom.
Yeah, they probably would.
They'd say, "We need you."
we need a superhero. We need a Batman villain
Yeah.
to.
No way Mayor Pete's going to do it. No way
No,
they're
no.
letting Kamala run.
No, we should wrap it up. By the way, because we go into the Patreon for the patrons. Patreon.com/ what is it? PayPigsPod.
Patreon.com/paypigspod.
Yeah, and we're gonna be talking. I actually have someone to show you. This guy popped up on YouTube this morning for me, and I don't know why. I think it's because I was on the PayPigs YouTube, and it doesn't know anything about us yet, so it's just feeding me. It was feeding me a random guy,
Yeah.
special type of guy. It's like a men going their own way guy. MGTOW,
MGTOW.
MGTOW. Yeah,
We're kind of men going their own way.
I mean, I go my own way all the time.
Which way?
North, south, east, west, wherever I gotta go. I went south over the weekend down to my mom's, and then I went north. I went to the beach,
What beach?
the cliffs in Huntington. I was wearing
Oh,
my
you did get a little
wetsuit.
bit of a tan.
Oh, thank you. I got like a
That was so genuine.
I got a
oh,
weird.
thank you.
I was wearing my spring suit that only comes up to here, and I got like a weird, extra shitty tan. Burn. I got burned a little
It's a bit of a farmer's tan.
Yeah. Well,
I think we're going to go to the beach this weekend.
find us.
No.
No, find us. No, I dare you. No, I did. Where are they going to? They don't know. They have no idea. The beach is huge. Anywho,
The beach is huge.
the beach is huge. We thank everybody for watching. And if you've been watching all the way up until here, something is wrong with you, and you should go to the doctor. I have to pee so bad.
How bad?
On a scale of a normal voice to RFK Jr.'s voice, I am right up there at RFK Jr.'s voice. In terms of how shaky my bladder is right now. Man, someone out there is probably really mad at me for all these RFK Jr. things. I'm gonna wake up with a weird voice tick. There's other things that are wrong with me, so I've got that going. Is there anything you want to say? You look like you've got a lot on your mind.
I honestly can't stop thinking about RFK
Jesus
Jr.
Christ. God, who cares?
It's like I feel like it's all been washing over me because I'm just like I don't care. But
Yeah.
and I'm like, why do I know so much about him? Like his wife committed suicide.
Ooh, when?
Like I don't know, 2002.
Who was she?
I forget her name.
Those Kennedys, man, just stay away. Just stay away.
Appar-
That's what I'm going to tell my future son. If you meet a Kennedy, just stay away. Their heads fall off.
Apparently, he was a.
You drown in a car.
That is the worst one. I
You
think
die in a plane crash.
that one's
Truly
also
a
brutal.
cursed family. They are famously cursed. Don't just stay away.
You believe in curses?
I don't know. Is it worth going to Nantucket in the
Dan
summer?
Tucket?
Nantucket. I didn't say Nantucket.
Is it worth going to Nantucket? Yeah.
Yeah, but okay. So if you're gonna do it, just dip in, dip out, and be done with it. Kind of like having a motorcycle. Enjoy it for a little bit, and if you're still alive, stop, because
No.
you're playing with fire. That was my tummy. Yes, it rumbled. Get over it. I'm a human. I drank cold brew. Come on.
He also. Someone was saying they found a little black book of his about a bunch of the women he was fucking.
Cool.
Kind of a horny read.
Is it out there on the internet?
Yeah, it's pretty-
okay. Pull it up. Let's read it. Well, let's do it after, so I can pee. Let's wrap it up here.
Okay, fine. We're gonna read about some of RFK Jr.'s horniest exploits.
Yeah,
In the bonus content. If you want to enjoy that, you can go to patreon.com/paypigs and paypigspod.
yeah.
And we love you and thanks for tuning in.
Love you very much.
We're moving along. We're gonna be there are gonna be no more test episodes so soon.
Yeah. Okay. Bye.